here we are, episode 22 of season 1, Chrysalis. It's a perfect name for this episode because everything is about to change. And if you've been skipping a ton of stuff, this episode will have a lot less impact. Hopefully you've watched at least the 4 or 5 episodes that I was like, these are must watch, because that will help. I can understand why you would skip it. My guess is the first season, they were really nervous about committing to a single storyline across all the episodes. However, after this point, they really commit to it, and man, do they nail it. It is extremely unique, and it is one of the only shows I've ever seen that does this, and does it well. I could argue that Battlestar Galactica, which I've done a review of, has a similar thing. However, I don't think it's a fair comparison because Battlestar Galactica is more like a background element that is omnipresent versus like it's actually constantly a part of the story. They mention it a lot, and in a way you could see it as being part of the story, but honestly, they really use the whole we're traveling to Earth as an excuse for us to have new worlds to explore, and the new worlds kind of turn into cowboy adventures. In other words, it's very much like what Star Trek started as, which is like cowboys in space. Yes, they travel from here to there and they go to new places and discover new adventures and solve new problems. I mean, they even have very Western episodes in there, guys. They do have some arcs, but it's very limited. Anyway, you could also see about Doctor Who and another British TV show from back then. But again, like, didn't really have like an arc. It was still very much episodic. You could watch one episode and not watch the others, and you wouldn't care. You wouldn't notice. It didn't matter. This show from here on, honestly, I don't think there are any episodes in season 2 you want to skip. I'm just spitballing it off the top of my memory here. There's probably like 1 or 2 you can skip, but I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know which ones they are. I'll have to look through it and find them. I actually watched all of it recently. But yeah, that's how much I like the show. I start doing reviews of it, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. I just want to do a show I know from memory, and I watched it. Anyway, this episode is really good, but if you relate it to something more like Stranger Things or Game of Thrones, it's not going to compare. Okay, this is 30 years before those. There really is no comparison between those. There really isn't. They really do have that better style and presentation. They really do a good job of connecting the episodes together in a way this show does not. But if you've watched those shows and you like sci-fi and you've never seen a really good episodic sci-fi other than like maybe The Expanse, but we're not going there either because, and you're looking for something, just good old, simple, good storytelling, no complexity, no over-the-top crap that you feel like doesn't really fit into the story. It's just the story. This is your ticket. I meant to mention in the other video that I just recorded, but I forgot. If you would be so kind as to throw me a subscription, that would be cool. I understand if you don't want to, but I mean, it would be nice. You don't have to. I'm mostly just kind of practicing and getting the hang of how YouTube works here. I've got other things in the pipe, and I've actually been working really hard on those. So you guys have a good one.